Hello everyone, it's Genghis. Hope everybody's staying safe, staying warm, staying healthy. I wanted to go ahead and do a quick video on herb substitutes. I've had a few friends that have been having a hard time finding the roots and the herbs that they're looking for their working, and there's definitely a lot of substitutes that you can use for the things that you do not have access to. We are on lockdown, so a lot of the Botanicas are closed. And if you need kind of something, something right away and you don't want to order it, your kitchen, a grocery store, or a local nursery probably has exactly what you need. And it's you probably don't even know it. So I definitely wanted to cover substitutes for things that you're looking for. I think today we're going to focus on kind of more protection and cleansing. There's definitely a lot of herbs that I could cover for that, but I'm going to just pick and focus on things that are kind of a little bit more readily available. Pretty easy things to find. So here we go. First one that I wanted to cover is sage. Sage is a very popular herb for people to burn, usually in bundles. This one comes out of my garden. This is white sage, it's California white sage. This is not something that you can usually find in a grocery store. They do sell them a lot in Botanicas and a lot of metaphysics stores, but you really can't find this in grocery stores. Now, what you can use as a substitute for this is, sorry, my phone's beeping. For a substitute for this is, a lot of grocery stores sell culinary sage. Culinary sage is still a type of sage. It is something that you can burn, unless, of course, you're buying a live plant, then you have to cut it and dry it before you burn it, because good luck burning a fresh leaf of anything. But culinary sage you can find at a grocery store. Walter Anderson's actually sells the plants for culinary sage. If you want to try to grow your own sage, that is a good place to kind of call up and see if they have any of those plants available. A lot of the nurseries right now are still open because they sell vegetables, and vegetables are essential. So you might be able to find some of these things in a lot of the nurseries open and available for you, which brings me to my favorite herb to use for protection, for cleansing. It's kind of like a, I don't know, like a multi-use herb. You can also use it for prosperity. You could also use it for love working, but I definitely like to use this plant for cleansing and protection. This is Ruta or Rue. They sell this at the Mission Hills Nursery. They have the live plant version of this. I have 3 big plants of this in my garden because I use it so much. As a matter of fact, this is like a semi-dried version of it because I went on a snipping fest, especially since it has all the beautiful flowers. I use the flowers for a lot of the projects and stuff that I do for friends because I'm an artist. Things have to be pretty. They have to be pretty. I know Hoodoo and root working is supposed to be like this simple thing, but I always make it so much more complicated than it needs to be by trying to always inject my artistic sort of nature into it. But yeah, springtime, I always go on a snipping fest because I get these beautiful yellow flowers that I can put into work. But yeah, I also suggest this. Again, this is like one of my favorites to use for a lot of cleansing, a lot of protection. And it also brings good luck. And since I'm a business owner, you know, the whole prosperity thing doesn't hurt. Another one that I want to present, which I think is a very underrated herb. I don't understand why people don't use this more. This is basil. Basil, of course, you can get at your grocery store. You can get it fresh and you can get it in dried form. As a matter of fact, here's dried form right here. Came out of my kitchen. Basil is very good for protection. You can use basil in baths, you can burn it, you can do all kinds of shit with this, and it smells good. Basil, I love the way it smells. Every time I snip it and add it to my wall of dried herbs or drying herbs, it always makes the room smell so good. So basil is also a very good herb for protection, and I highly recommend basil. Okay, so another herb that smells extremely good, that's good for protection and cleansing. Rosemary. Rosemary you might even have in your kitchen already, or you can also find it at the grocery store. Definitely highly recommended. Smells amazing and does a very, very good job at cleansing and protection. Definitely use rosemary. So I had one of my other friends, he contacted me recently, as a matter of fact, yesterday, about a ritual he wanted to do with some items that his friend had recommended, but unfortunately he couldn't get those items because Botanicas are closed. You can order these items, but if you're trying to get some of this stuff done like anytime soon, grocery stores. And one thing that I suggested to him is, so this is lemon peel. For a lot of cut and clear work or any kind of work where you need to kind of cut the funk away, lemons and lemon peels work really, really good. You can cut off lemon peels, stick them in your bath. You can put, I like to make my, I mean, everybody does all their spells different, but I like to add herbs around my candles, especially ones that are fragrant, that have their own kind of like fragrance to them that kind of adds to the whole essence, the whole situation. And lemons are very, very good for that. As a matter of fact, in a lot of cleansing type things have a lemon scent, like lemongrass. What's the other one? Lemon, God. There's so many lemon type things that are used for cleansing. So if you're trying to do cut and clear or type of cleansing type stuff, lemon peel is definitely good. This is dried lemon peel. So I'll ground this up sometimes. That way it kind of just saves me having to dry my own lemons. I don't want a lemon tree, so I'm going to keep dried lemon peel somewhere in there, probably, you know, store-bought, because again, I don't want a lemon tree. I grow a lot of my own herbs, but trees are definitely not something that I want to take on at the moment until I get my own house, of course. Maybe I might do it. Another one that I suggest as well is bay leaves. Bay leaves are very, very lucky. They're very good for protection, and they're very good at bringing luck. When I do cleansing type stuff, I like to also incorporate things that will bring lucky things towards me. Because it is a cleanser and it also brings good luck, it's also something that is good to add into things. And also too, this is kind of almost like wish paper for people who are just starting off. A lot of times witches will write their intention on the actual bay leaf and burn it. It's basically like wishing paper. Very, very good luck, bay leaves. And you can find it in your fucking mom's spaghetti. Don't take it out of your mom's spaghetti and fucking use it. Go to the store, buy yourself some fucking bay leaves. They work wonders. Last one that I want to present to you is cinnamon. Also something that smells good. You could also use it for protection. I personally associate cinnamon with St. Michael. I don't know where I got that from. I don't know if it's just something that I read somewhere or I downloaded in my mind, but a lot of times I will use cinnamon because the fiery scent of it reminds me of St. Michael. Cinnamon definitely has the essence of St. Michael to me, and people also do use it for protection. So cinnamon, you don't have to do it in stick form. You can, I mean, of course, it also depends on what you're using it for. If you're using it for some sort of like powder to use, you could definitely use the ground up version. Kind of save yourself some time trying to ground one of these down. Good luck with that. And it smells really fucking good. And a lot of these things too, not everything on this table, but some of these things you could also use essential oils for. To rub on your candles, to rub on yourself. You know, it doesn't have to be the actual herbs. It could also be the oil version of the herbs. Of course, always depends on what it is that you're using for. I personally like using usually fresh versions of a lot of these things. Not everything, but usually fresh to me is better. So you won't see me using essential oils all that much. I will use them sometimes. If I am low on something, or because I'm a smells person, or I want a certain work to smell a certain way because that smell, there's like a smell, I forget what it's called. I associate that smell with a certain kind of function. I will want that work to smell like that. So that's when I will use essential oil along with whatever oil that I may be using to rub on my candle to make it put me in that state of focusing on what it is that I'm doing, which is not a bad thing. We use colors to kind of like, we use color association. We use all kinds of associations for everything. So if you want to use essential oils, use essential oils. Like I said, everybody does things differently. Do what works for you. I hope that this video helped you with substitutes for things. I will do another video covering probably prosperity. I was going to do one for love, but I think you bitches need to fucking focus on yourself before we do love working. I will do eventually one for love, but focus on getting your money, focus on protecting yourself, your family, and your assets, and we will move on soon. Hopefully we'll move the fuck on from this lockdown, because I know everybody's going stir crazy. Take care of yourselves. Keep your brains stimulated and your minds working, because you don't want to develop any kind of weird ass cabin fever. Hope this helps. Everybody stay safe, and I will see you soon.